Just to understand some of the impact, Dan, how were these firefighters affected by the exposures as time went on? What were the health problems and the fatalities that you saw as a result of?
That night and the following days, firefighters who went unconscious were rushed to Bellevue. And as I said, we all this was quite new to us. And out of the 699 that were on scene, 239 of us, what we call tapped out, we went sick. We went sick right there in the street. And this is in an era in the mid 70s in our so-called war years where going sick was literally frowned upon. It was, oh, you didn't go sick, you're a man, you're sick, and if you went sick, your lieutenant had all of this. So to have that many guys, and 239 was wrong. We should have had 500 firefighters go sick at this. We had firefighters lying in the street, leaning up against buildings. They had evacuated the building twice and then went back in for a third time. And then, in the days and weeks that followed, it was like, oh man, what's the flu or something? It was terrible. It was like or the stench that was in our bodies. I had one, a wife of Lieutenant Rescue 1 call and tell me, I knew it was terrible. I knew it was terrible. Jim scrubbed himself for days and days, shower after shower, and it still was on his flesh. It never left. And that's the way it was among all of us. And then Bonnie, we were all sick for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then regrettably, shortly thereafter, we all got laid off. It was the mid 70s and they laid off. They began with 1,800 of us and then pared it down to 900 of us. So, and then guys started to get sick, really sick. Young, healthy men. The guy I was with on that night in 3 truck, he's on the football team. He's a big, buff, athletic guy. He's what kind of cancer does he have? What? This is crazy. Then also, you hear about the guy in 14 engine? You see the cancer he developed? You hear about the guy in 7 truck? The guy who's the boxer? He's got interstitial fibrosis. The guy who runs 3 to 5 miles a day, he can't run for the bus. All these things are coming in. They're all flowing into kitchen tables. The essence of our job, the kitchen table. And from that kitchen table, we start knocking on doors. There's no answer. Knocking, pounding. Then the City Hall. Nothing. We're in the process of laying off firefighters, not medically monitoring them. So what they did in lieu of medical monitoring, we all got a stamp on our folder, a stamp of a red star. And it wasn't long before the folks at Bureau of Health Services and the light duty folks who were assigned there began referring to this as the red star of death. Because who had one, it's like every time, who has cancer, who died, boom. You got to remember, in the years from the phone fire to 9/11, 3 out of every 4 throat cancers on the FDNY is from the phone fire. So all of this, I can go on, Chief Leeb says recognition and everything, appreciates it's not about me. It's about these families who lost their loved ones 10 years after that job at 46 years old. All these crazy cancers filled us. And they were like, be on your way. Oh, here's your funeral. We'll have a couple of guys from the company come. It's the families that deserve this and the children who grew up without dad for so many years. Or if I could tell you some of the emails I got from even grandchildren. I'm named after my grandfather. I never got a chance to meet him. He was at the phone company and knew he died as a result of this. It's families, and we want to take what we've learned and pass this on to our brothers and sisters so this will never, ever happen to them again. And we're delighted that they used what the Mueller failure for us and applied it to the 9/11 responders and today's active firefighters. But take what we went through, and through folks like Chief Leeb and others who identify the necessity of personal protective equipment and what we need to do, yes, the message has got to be passed.
Man, that's powerful, Dan. Thank you for sharing that.